Hey, good day. Today's another episode of Cruising with Phil. My name is Phil the Cruz. Today I have my special guest and friend, co-ex ward candidate, fellow ward candidate, Phil J. Mills. So he's here to talk about what's on his mind, election results, and anything else. Hey, Phil, how you doing?
We got Phil squared. We're back together. Still doing municipal politics stuff.
Oh yeah. You promote your thing.
Oh yeah. Um, you had Matt King on, so people are aware of him. Me and him are doing a show together called the Municipals. We're going to talk about the municipal government, hopefully, and how they're. If they're doing good stuff, we'll talk about good stuff. But at the moment, it's mostly going to be talking about how they're fucking everything up.
Like what's going on right now with all the one-third vote. I'm doing a Zoom meeting tomorrow for like anyone to get involved, talk about what's going on with the whole thing with Doug Ford and Tory doing a one-third. You heard about that? The one-third, they want a one-third council vote to support the veto powers.
Oh yeah. So I mean, that's the strong mayoral powers.
Yeah,
I also want to talk about John Tory whining to the both the provincial and the federal government to you've seen me tweet about it. The asking for the funds for the city while he continues to kind of dig his heels in and refuse to increase property taxes, look at new revenue tools. It's pathetic. And
I, I
he
said it during
didn't
during the campaign, and you see my tweets. I said, let's see it on paper. Get it on paper. We make any promises. I knew it was gonna. They didn't have the. I talked to the government. I work for the government. I know. They tell me there's no guarantees. That's why he's doing this thing that he wants. Wants a provincial. Then Ford's what Doug Ford says, talk to provincial, whatever. Like that's what he's saying. He's got. So where's going to come out of us? It's going to come out of us, right?
yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's just gonna be um well, and if the money doesn't come there, then it's just like the money's not going to magically appear. It's just that our services are just going to
Oh
disappear,
yeah.
and it's people like you and me who are more likely to feel it than, you know, those who are better off, like
Rich.
well off in the city.
Yeah.
Like, you know, um, one of the things that'll have to suffer is like TTC service. That'll just have to go down. Like
You mean
if
it's
you don't
gonna
take
get
the
worse?
TTC, it's just, yeah, of course it's going to get worse.
I
Oh,
still,
sorry. I mean, I realize it sounds very pessimistic.
no,
Like a
no.
week
I'm
ago.
being sarcastic. I felt like I did the university debate. We had to think about TTC, so I said it to my day. It sucks. I took the subway 4 times in 1 week. I haven't taken it the whole year since the election, right? And every time it broke down, I'm sorry, we have a signal problem. We have a fire, like 4 times in one
Well, the
week.
last
I said, you're kidding me, right?
was that like last couple weeks? Because it's been bad.
That was
Like just trying to get home.
that was before the probably the last month of the election. They had 1 week of all debates downtown online. So 4 times I had to go downtown and do other stuff. And I just every time the fourth time I stand and sort of go, it's like a commercial. Are you for real or what?
Yeah.
So how's it
Yeah.
going? How'd you feel about your results? Like for your first time?
Oh, I mean, it's I want to say mixed feelings in the sense that I'm very, to be perfectly honest, very kind of the bottom line is 300, and I think I got 364 votes, 363, 364 votes. And obviously that's not a winning result.
Yeah.
In fact, that's eighth of eighth. In fact, we had a candidate drop out. He got more than double the votes that I got. So that should be more embarrassing for me, but I'm not too discouraged by that because that's still 363 individuals who, there were seven other names on the ballot and they still picked me. They still saw value in the things that I was saying and,
Yeah,
what I was
yeah,
contributing to the
you should feel happy.
discourse.
I got 1,689 or something, but I'm happy. I got my endorsers and I got people
Yeah,
that actually, first time I came in 17th out of 31, so I'm okay. I'm not disappointed. I'm actually happy that people actually voted for me. I heard people talking, just like you should be happy these 300 people believed in you, whatever. Who's the guy that dropped?
exactly. It's
Who's
like
the guy that dropped out?
um I think there's two Ahmed's, Malik and Sharif. I think it was Malik. I think Malik dropped out.
Oh, man.
And I mean, it's what after the registration period ends, like you can't
Yeah.
formally drop out, like your name stays on the ballot. So like
What
that's
do you,
why
what do
you
you think
couldn't
of it?
do
That
anything
kind of like,
about it.
when that it takes away from people's votes from other people. Like, they can't take it off the ballot list. They're still gonna vote for the person. Like, they'll just pick it off, right? So that takes from your votes for
I mean
you and
that
the other guys. That's like Ann Romer. They put her. They can't take her name off, and then she still got votes.
yeah,
Right? So
was
those votes take away from other people that are in the ballot still, right? Like yourself and me.
who is that? Cynthia Lai? No. Yes?
Oh,
What was the
oh, she
counselor who
passed
died?
away. No, she passed away, but
Yeah.
wouldn't reveal her votes. They said that they wouldn't reveal her
I
votes.
really I still regardless, of the result, I would have liked to have known how
Yeah,
many
I would
votes
like
she
to
got, but
because she was popular and she's well known. She's been established and she's real liked. I would like to see. I think it'd be nice to see maybe the family. They'll tell the family privately. But I was like, these people believe in you, Cynthia Lay, for all the work you've done, and here's the votes you got. Like, would have been nice to see. I think it would be nice. They'd rather keep it a secret. It's just so sudden that she
and it
passed
still would have
away.
been good.
It's just so sudden
It
like
still
that.
would have been good for Jamal Myers, who's
Yeah.
now the counselor there, to still see the support for her policies, to the stuff that she put forward.
Oh,
So
I think
it's
it's
like,
fair. I think,
so at least you can still based on how you want to act on
yeah.
that. You know what I mean?
I hope they carry out her work
So I
that
mean,
she's started in like her stuff she's done. I don't know anything she's done. I've seen a few things, but in her campaign promises, like I saw some of the stuff that I read her platform. You know what? I hope they carry on with her stuff. Like, they don't let it die. You know what I mean? Be ashamed to let it.
yeah,
I hope they're gonna. I think
I
they're gonna. I
trust. I
hope
would
are they gonna.
trust.
Are they gonna put a plaque like for the passing candidate or passing wards or councillors on the city hall? Do you know?
Oh, I honestly have no idea.
I don't.
But
That'd
I
be nice.
trust Jamal to be a good guy.
Oh yeah,
Like
he's a good guy.
I trust
I
him to
met him. I
be a
met him.
very good.
He's a nice guy.
I haven't met him, so I
Yeah, I
just
met
get
him
good
at
vibes
the
from him.
Labor Day parade. He came up to me and actually I didn't recognize him at first, right? Pictures I
Oh,
was looking to
nice.
see
Wow,
him.
good for you.
He's a nice guy. I met about 13 on the Labor Day parade. I met Chara. She came up to me. I met what's it? Thomas. Thomas and he disappeared. I'm looking for him. He's just going waiting, hiding there. And I met Amber. I met
Yeah, he's pretty
Oscar.
quiet now. I've seen
Yeah.
he likes some stuff, but he's seems like he's going on the down low.
Hope not, because he's a good guy. And he had a lot of votes too.
He he got second place. I mean,
Yeah, that's
I want to say the two counselor candidates who I personally wanted to win. Uh, well, I mean, I wanted a bunch of them to win, but the ones who I was like, I want them to win, and I think they have a shot at it. Was Thomas in Ward 2, Thomas Yaniziello. I hope I said that right. He can
I said
he'll let me
I
know.
said I came the closest thing's name right. I did it once.
I think, and then Jenny Warden, of course,
Oh,
in
Jenny, yeah, yeah.
yeah, Ward
I did it.
19.
I did an endorsement video of her, and
Uh,
she got like the most hits, like from all the
sorry,
videos
one
I did.
second.
Okay,
Uh,
got an audio. Hear me? Oh, check your video. Uh-oh. Due to technical difficulties, Phil Mills has now disappeared for a bit. Fixes his mic. See what happens soon. The mic's on mute. Lost the picture. Mic's on mute. Cameras off. Whoops. Sound up. Oh. Anyways, I'll show you my Christmas display. Got this last year at eBay, just in December. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Christmas part of my display I'll be setting up, and I think it plays oh, it says try me. I need batteries. So that's from the cartoon Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Got the Santa, the sleigh, there's baskets around her, so got all the reindeer and Rudolph right over there. That's the Used to make these years ago down in the States, and they sell them for like cheap. Now they're worth like an arm and a leg on the eBay. This was 29 bucks back then. I wish what I pay for now. Anyways, that's one of the displays. Oh, we have another one here. A whole bunch of them. We'll go down. We're part of the Rudolph as well. Sand Snowman. The globe is less than one cartoon, if you know the cartoon, the little reindeer. And I think he lights up too, so I can see. There's been a whole bunch of there were like two companies. One was called one was oh, Ford or Fun. And there's another company, oh, the Praying Mantis. That was another one. They made all these bunch of these. So I guess the deal was supposed to buy these years ago, and they're all brand new, haven't been opened yet. This is back in the 90s. Still hasn't returned yet. The world is spinning as I wait for Phil. Anyways, I got this big Christmas display all set up. Getting ready to take about a couple of days. I got a village all set up too as well. And all the little skating rings move around. For the grandnephew coming over, first time Christmas. First time since COVID, seeing him. My namesake, named after my middle name. I don't know where Phil is, running out of time. We'll go for the second session there, see what happens. Anyway, we're having a Zoom meeting tomorrow. The subject is about Doug Ford and Mayor Don Torrey's decision for running for council vote. A lot of people are not happy about. And unfortunate. Oh, there you are.
Sorry about that.
I was showing my Christmas display. One of my items. That's the Rudolph.
Ooh.
Rudolph from the cartoon. I got the sleigh on. Yeah, I'll be showing it to everybody when I finish all done. So what were you saying? Sorry, what were you saying?
I lost my place. Oh, I mean Jenny Warden rules. And she got second place against the Tory incumbent. No,
Brad
sorry,
Bradford.
the Tory endorsed Brad. Yeah. So I mean, she did solid. She did very good. Thomas did very good. You know, those are the two again, a bunch of people I talked about, I endorsed. But those were the two I was really shooting for.
They had everything all set on election day. All the votes came in, but the only two were standing was Ward 11 with Norman Pascal and his
CP, I think.
And also who's
CP 24
I
had called
say her name right. Padavani. She was also close with Nunziata.
Oh, yeah. What?
When I went to
That
bed,
was a big one, but I forgot what.
when I went to bed, there was a 200 side before I went to bed, and then I woke up and next morning the Southern results. But I was very close to both of them, I believe. And I think you know what? I hope they're not discouraged because that's a close race for two people like that, two newbies. And I think that's really good. I hope they just keep pursuing. You see Norm's tweets all the time about the whole thing with the QP. Oh, they're going to strike on Monday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, let you gotta go. Get him out of there.
I mean, the problem is my frustration is that it feels like it's the entirety of this provincial government. So removing, and that's my frustration. It's like, yeah, we should get rid of him because he sucks. At the same time,
But
who
wasn't
is
he?
Ford just gonna shuffle into that role?
Yeah, who was he? Wasn't he?
You know,
He
who's
was.
just gonna go
didn't he-
there?
Wasn't he house school or house school taught or whatever? Not school, house taught, house educated.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if he was homeschooled or if he was
Yeah, that's the
private
word.
schooled. I know he wasn't a part of the he wasn't part of the public system.
That's what I mean. You can't
So
relate.
of
You
course,
can't relate. Yeah. You
well,
see
then I imagine the only reason you put someone in that role is specifically that they don't relate to public education because
right.
they're not interested in improving public education.
Well, he did this video the
They
other day. He said, you go, what's this all about? I understand why this he goes, why the strike? Because I did a video, buddy. If you don't know why they're striking, you should be in that office. Get out of there. And he said, he's kept using the kids as a pawn. I said in my video, I said, stop using kids as pawns in your whatever you. I said, I man up, don't be a coward, don't use kids. It has nothing to do with the kids. It has to do with you, and you guys started this whole thing, right? And I said to Norm,
it's very disingenuous.
I did a tweet to him. I said, when they did a thing about the good faith, I said, you know what's going to happen. They're going to pull back on the strike for the good faith. That's a bunch of bull. I knew that was coming. It's happened before. I don't know how long you've been around, but I've seen it around a while. And I just seen it. And you know what? Same thing over again. A big mistake. They should have stayed on there, got on paper. before they walked off the picket lines. You know, I mean, kudos to all the people that
Yeah,
protested. And it's happened all over again now.
they should have waited
And then
definitely
he
for
makes
that
this video.
legislation to
Then he
pull
makes this video. He goes,
first.
"I don't understand what's going on. Let's let you. I don't understand what's going on. What's it all about? Really? Or what did you? Did you just come out of the hibernation or what? I got nothing against the guy, but
It
you know what? Can't relate, like you said. So your kids are going to be home on Monday.
Yeah, oh yeah. They've got the equipment sent home for like schools and stuff. Sorry. Like laptops for the online learning. I'm like really just oh
So since the
this
COVID,
government, man.
since the COVID, all the good nurses and doctors and all the frontline workers, all the truck drivers, all the TTC workers, even the police, but they went on suspension. I don't know if you hear that, but all got fired for not taking their vaccines, and now all the kids are getting to staying home because they're not getting the education. you know, even and then Tori says we're in recovery mode. This is not recovery. I think we're going backwards more.
No.
You know,
Well, I mean, it's hard to call this a recovery when it's like we're not going anywhere. It feels like I mean, I guess it's hard because what is the correct solution here? You know, um I know what I want as a parent for my kids in schools. Like, the things that we've been asking for years, especially from this government, the decreased class sizes, the improved air ventilation. And to be fair, and like a lot of people get mad and they're like, why don't you ever blame the previous liberal government, the provincial liberals? And the truth is, yeah, they weren't that great. But
we made it.
uh
We made a
I mean,
holiday.
yeah, yeah. I just I you can't be like, well, I believe they would have done something better. But I get the sense that any other government would have been more willing to listen to health directives properly and, you know, not have our lockdowns, not have our mandates sort of be guided by, I want to say, the machinations of capitalism.
Yeah.
Like the need for us to keep making money. So like when the province first shut down with Doug Ford
Hey, Phil, if I
and
get cut
he
off,
was
if I get cut off on this time limit, I'll go on the second
oh,
video
we
with
got to
you.
do the second. Okay.
I
Should
know
we
the
jump
time
to that
limit.
one then?
Yeah, the other one starts at 7:45.
Oh,
So if I get dinged by you, I can do with Isabella. I'll just go to the second one.
okay.
Quarter to 8. But keep talking. Yeah,
Yeah,
go
yeah.
ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, sounds good. Um I don't know. It's like for 2 years Doug Ford has said we will do everything we can to keep kids, well, so again, for the 2 years it was to keep kids safe, and now their focus is keeping kids in class, and that's regardless of safety, regardless of the situations, regarding the education staff.
My sister
Or
she got COVID. My sister's family in Wilmingville. My sister, my brother-in-law, my two nephews, my little nephew, and the girlfriend. They all got the COVID. So, and they go to school. The two nephew, well, the one nephew. He brought it home. That's the thing. He brought it home from school. Now they all got it, and they're all sick and they can't move or nothing. See, so it's not over.
yeah,
And they're American,
it's frustrating.
he was wearing a mask too. Well, that's what he says, but you know,
I mean, either way, regardless of the precautions we take, I mean, obviously nothing is a silver bullet in terms of
yeah,
protection,
Tori
but
got
it's all about
he took a shot 3 times. He still got it 3 times. I think he took 3 or 4 times. He got the COVID, I think, three
what,
times.
COVID?
Tori,
Did he?
John Tori. Yeah, this was
Oh
sad.
wow. It's just we've kind of, again, when Stephen Leche is like, well, it's our government who prioritizes keeping our kids in class. But again, as you even just pointed out, the kids in our schools are getting sick.
Yeah.
They're not staying in class. They're going home sick. So
So now
it's not that
so the
they're
kids are getting,
doing,
so all the people lose their jobs, and now the kids are getting punished. You know what I mean? It's
yeah.
like next they're going for the pets.
And it's
Jeez.
sort of like, and we still sort of like on this ignorant push of like, well, kids are safe from COVID. Kids are immune from the dangers of COVID, and we know that's not true. we're like so far into this pandemic, and we know that's not true. We
That's
know kids are
ignorant.
getting sick. Yes. So it's just, I don't know. There's so many problems kind of happening at the same time. You know,
So when your kids go,
financially, people are struggling.
oh yeah, it's ridiculous. The rent's gone up. Our rent just went up again here. You know, like by a couple of bucks here. But it's a lot of seniors in this building. Their rent like went up higher than us. I don't know why. See, no rent control. Well, no rent reduction like I wanted. No, nothing on the landlords. Nobody's going after the landlords, and they get away with a lot. You know.
I feel like that's the real disappointment of the election, all the people who had so many good
Oh
radical
yeah,
ideas about protecting the lowest of us.
yeah.
And then it's just sort of the result is sort of more of the same, like obviously we've got a few more new progressive voices
I
like
said,
Jamal,
yeah.
like Amber, Ozma.
Did you hear what they did? I
Um,
heard just something about Alejandra. What they're doing about her constituents. They're
oh yeah,
reducing.
bravo.
Oh, bravo! They're reducing her. What? They're reducing her supporters or something. I heard something. I don't know what the whole story is. John Tory's reducing her supporters or whatever, constituents.
Oh, I think that's I think what you were talking about earlier. I think that's the whole now John Tory can essentially push anything through with only 8 votes on council instead of a majority.
And we all
I
know
think that's what she was talking
he's got
about.
his incumbents. He's got his incumbents, so that's a guarantee right there. So I'm just saying these new people
And
before,
that's
as long as even they're new, as long as you have the same mayor and the same incumbents, what they want, what they platform, what they want to do for the city, which they got a good heart to do, like all like five of them at least. They're not going to get everything they want. It's going to be really disappointing to see, not to see their faces, but just see what's in their hearts. They're going to be like, I struggle, I canvas and all this. I want to fight for the people. I want to do it for the city, and then I got like a roadblock. Bang, they get a few things done, I think, but not what they exactly what we both. You both know John Tory's a bad loser. I'm not being mean, but we've seen it in evidence. If he doesn't get his way, look at even Wong, John what Tong or Denzel Wong made that statement. He didn't even want to bring Uber in, but he did because Tory wanted it. You know, gives so his wife
it's
can have
just pathetic.
his wife can have more shares.
I think what's very interesting is John Tory has a very good public persona where it's like he looks like he's very kind of calm and rational, but once you kind of like see him in a professional capacity like doing his job, he's a real let's he's an asshole. He's like a political he's a polite
Look at
asshole,
how he
like
manipulated the
he's
whole election, well, not all election, but he didn't want he want certain just two debates. He insulted our fellow candidates by saying they're weak candidates. We'll pick them and vote. We'll put them in the debate. But he got surprised by Chloe Brown and also Panwasi as well. He insulted Gil. I mean, I met them all except for Panwasi, and I got nothing against him. But I was mad. I made a video. That's even Reginald Tull was mad. You're picking these candidates saying, listen, oh yeah, I said, well, I don't. I mean, I feel for. But he's got a point. Tory wouldn't face any all of us, like even Blake wouldn't face Blake. He didn't want a confrontation. Everything's in control. Media's control, all control. All the people in the audience that had the one he won that one self-man debate he did. All the people in the audience, I know a lot of them. A lot of them are actually supporters of the incumbents. Like three incumbents I
yeah.
know, those are their supporters sitting in the audience. And then they're all clapping, really did a good job. There's no competition there. But he says his last year in,
Yeah, it's
so
just
that's what he says his last year. Unless he's going for the
well,
Hazel McCallion look, the 100-year-old thing.
God, I hope not. I hope he's just like I gotta stop. No. Yeah. I mean, I think next time if he does, it's just like I am gonna do it again, but he's also like this will be my last one. At that point, I think we're all just like, okay, Hazel, we can chill now. Like,
Oh
please.
my
You get
God.
like
But
I
it's it. I
but at
got
the
friends.
same time,
I got friends around the world. They
why
watch
can
the
no
Olympics.
one like gain hmm?
Sorry.
I was just gonna say it's like the media I hate to say the media because it sort of feels like it's a cheap attack thing, but at the same time it sort of felt like they set it up to for there to be no opposition to John
Oh,
Tory.
they know. It is so
It's like
true. It is even Nick Cosback.
they
He made a thing about Dave Riley. He puts it right on the tweet. You can see. He says, "Why don't you support the other candidates? Not endorse, but advertising." And Ryder put that. Nick Cosby put it in writing. He says, Ryder says, I select who's best suited for the city. Control. You know, oh, by the way, he blocked me. Ryder blocked me because I called him an idiot. You know.
Yeah. Was that with the Lily Chang stuff?
Yeah, you saw that, right? Yeah, he's attacking her about her article. And then you know what the worst one was? An incumbent attacking a new candidate. You never do that. It's like just bad protocol. And then who attacked her? And because that's his buddy, Ryder and Matt Love. I met Matt Love. I think he's a nice
Yeah.
guy. But I got mad. And he said, "Buddy, what are you attacking her for? She wrote a nice article. There's nothing mentioned about her starting a food bank, a mother's organization. She had a whole bunch of stuff in her platform. No mention of that. No mention of all the other candidates like you guys, what they've done in your past. Everybody gets to score you. You're all nobody. Where'd you come from? Where's your support? I've been a volunteer for 42 years in the community. There's no pictures. I'm not a picture guy. This is the most I ever do is a picture. Like, where's your evidence? You know, what am I gonna do? Can I cut your cake? Can I hug your baby? Like, take a picture. You know, I'm not into that. Well, now I got to be into that, right? I'm just saying that.
Yeah.
So Matlock blocked me off too as well because he told what did he say? He said Lily, Ryder didn't hang yourself. You hung yourself with your article. I said, you know what? He writes too. I've seen his writing years ago. He wrote for the Star, and that's how I met him. And they told me he's a good writer, Al. But he got attacked for one of his articles years ago. It's before you, and he got dinged for it. Now he's doing the same thing to a new candidate. You just don't do that. Incumbents, I think he's the only one candidate that attacked the an incumbent attacked a new candidate. But anyway, she got in the office, so she'll be working with him.
She
And I
did.
do
She
it.
did. She did a good job.
I think she's
Good for
good.
her.
Yeah, level head and all that. But saying that I think they're going to
Uh,
vote for the. I think they're going to vote for the 2 year term, whatever the term limits. Do you think they're going to do that this time or what?
I I don't know if anyone was. I mean, because again, I know I was pushing for that. I would have wanted to like go for that. I don't know if anyone else who won has. I want to say this sounds very. I want to say obnoxious of me to say, but I don't know if any of them have the integrity to like put it forward, let alone to push for enough people to vote for it to happen. I don't think it's going to happen. Not with
No,
this set of counselors,
no. But
which is a real shame.
I feel for the I feel the incumbents. You know why? Because I'm looking more in the background. I talked to Crawford's people and Ainsley's people, and they're telling me the story. You know, basically when like if he like say the incumbents lose, whoever loses, right? Like Grimes, like he's got unless he has a job lined up. Basically, when you lose City Hall, you lost your job, all your staff is gone. That's it. I felt really sad. I said, why don't they make a rule that all these staff that work in City Hall that have the experience with Grimes, let them apply for a job within the city. You know, we keep them working. These they got the education and the experience in working in the city. Right? You know what I mean? That's what I would say.
Well, I imagine that's part of.
I think it's something to do with the
I mean,
party
not that it's a
party thing.
great
You're
suggestion.
you're this party, you're that party, you can't come back and all this stuff. I don't believe in that. I don't think it's
I
right. Okay, like
I
look
imagine a
at
lot of them do sort of reapply.
it
Like
says
they probably do.
it says I have another meeting starting in 5 minutes according to my thing. So
Oh,
I'll
well
end
then
this. I'll end this one. I'll start the meeting in 5 minutes. Just invite yourself back in.
you want me to go to the second link?
Yeah, it says you're starting in 5 minutes. I guess I'm overlapping. Okay, I'll hang up here and then I'll say recording stopped
Okay.
and let me just say stop recording.